Welcome to a beautiful jungle. This is about a week and a half from the video that you're about to see. I just wanted to give you guys a little update before you see the video. And the video you're going to see is about me preserving my garlic and my onions. I'm feeling a lot better. In the video, you're going to see I voice was going and then it completely gone, so it's going to be a couple of voiceovers going on there, but this is one of the ways that I preserved. I used my onion harvest, and I made a cough syrup with onion and red onions and honey in here. And you're going to see when I first mixed it, it's very thick, but now it's like really loose. And I've been doing like a teaspoon of this every day. And this is another way of the way I preserve my garlic harvest is by putting it inside of this jar with honey. And you're going to see when I first did it, it's very thick. The honey is very thick. And now it's about a week and a half later, like I said, a week and a half later, and it's loosening up. But this is going to sit, and this is why I have it sitting on the plate, because it comes out. I don't know how, but it does. So I have it sitting on the plate, and every day I do this, burp it, and then I close it back and I shake it up, and then I just put it back in the cabinet. And this is going to sit out for 20 days. Now, that's it for this video. I'm about to get into another video. So I pray you enjoy the video and you learned something, because I didn't use this because this is not ready, but this definitely helped me. Have a blessed day. These two are my onion and garlic combined together. I have been using them, but it's time to process all of this. So I have this bowl here. I'm just going to cut off the the dry part off. And I have this really big container that I brought up from the basement, and I'm going to wash my trays. So I just want to take you guys through my process of transitioning to the fall garden. So I'm just going to do a little at a time until I can get back to better health. Some of this garlic I'm going to save to replant. So I'm cutting my garlic neck this high, right there. And I'm just going to pick out the biggest ones and plant them. So what I did with my onions is just cut them up. I was not keeping any onions to with the skin on and preserve it. So it was just chop off the brown and get that out of the house. I had my onions sitting on my dining room table in these boxes, and the bottom started rotting. They weren't like on a flat layer. They were piled on top of each other, the onions and the garlic. So it was the word I should use, decaying. They were being broken down. They weren't put in the basement, in an area where it's not a lot of moisture. So they were breaking down, and I was getting a lot of fruit flies, a lot of gnats, and I didn't know where they were coming from. And then when I went to grab an onion to cook with, I saw the gnats flying out. And and then I started digging around, and I started feeling mush at the bottom of the cardboard. So I said, so of course I had to get it done, and I wasn't going outside. I wasn't doing anything in the garden. And of course, I know I should be lying down resting, but I find so many things to do in the house. I rearranged my whole kitchen, my living room, everything. I just rearranged everything. So I was just finding things to do. So this was, except taking care of the onions. So this was the day that was taking care of I decided to take care of the onions, take care of the garlic. Some of the garlic, which the elephant garden garlic, I did save some of those and put them in refrigerators so they can go through their cold stratification, the really big bulbs. And I think I did mention that I did order some more garlic bulbs to plant. So that's the whole process of me doing this right now. And then we'll get into how I preserve them. So after I had cleaned the garlic off and I removed the skin and I removed the onion skins and everything, I washed them and then I had to step away because I completely lost my voice. I got my voice back at this point. This is a couple of days later and it was very raspy. Um, got so this is the garlic that I'm putting into my food processor, and some of the smaller garlic I held back because I was going to do the onion and the garlic ferment, and that's what I'm doing. I'm putting the small garlic into the jar. So once I'm done with putting all of the garlic inside of the food processor, I actually press blend, but really you should pulse it, and you can also do this in a blender as well. Um, but it worked out where I did, I just let it go, and I add a 1/4 cup of avocado oil. Avocado oil is a neutral oil, so when I'm using this in cooking and sautéing, avocado oil is not going to change the flavor of my food or add any different flavors to it. So that's all done, and I am transferring them to. These are silicone ice trays. I'm using a cookie scooper to just put it in there. You can measure it out to say whether you want a tablespoon of garlic, but in our home we love garlic. So you never have too much garlic as far as I'm concerned. So this just is like I showed you that it's just like the bottom is just silicone and it has a cover that I'm going to transfer all of this into those trays. I purchased these trays, I believe it was Amazon, and um, it just freeze them and then you just pop them out from the bottom, and then I will move them into the storage bags. So I'm sure you guys have seen this machine, this little contraption before, cutter. It comes with a bunch of different attachments to it and different ways you can cut your produce. And this is such a big help when it comes to doing this. And the bag that I have is a silicone reusable bag. You use it, it can go in the refrigerator, it can be stored in the freezer as well. And you use it, you finish using it, wash it out, dry it out, store it. I've had it for 2 years. I'm going to link all these things that I'm using in the description box. And I just want to mention growing is nothing. Did not have to purchase onions this year. I used the onions that I grew last year. Even the little baby onions I used up. I did not have to purchase any onions, and I'm so proud of myself for that because I did mention to you guys that is certain things I want to eliminate purchasing from the store, and maybe next year I'm gonna buy. Maybe this year I will buy those little bags that I can store the onions with the skin on it, store it whole. But right now, this is the best way I know how to, and that's freezing them and taking out what I need when I need to use it. So I'm just giving my garlic a rough chop and putting it in a mason jar. This garlic and honey remedy that I got the recipe for, I got it on the Old Alabama Gardeners channel on YouTube. I was researching natural immune boosting remedies and I came across his channel. He shows you how to grow the garlic, how to harvest the garlic, how to crush the garlic, how to do this. And his recipe says for it to sit out for 20 days I've done this before. I've made this before, so I know it works. Last time I made it, I had the garlic whole. This time I wanted to get processed a little faster. You can keep the garlic whole, but then you will have to wait for it to process faster, a longer period of time. So I chopped up the garlic, the onion, cough syrup. I same thing. I researched and I came up and I saw these. Some people were doing it with sugar, but I prefer the honey, and I kept this out probably like 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours, whenever I made it, and then I just let it sit on the counter. And then when I went upstairs, I just put it in the refrigerator, and I keep this in the refrigerator for about 2 weeks. And I take a teaspoon, probably 4 times a day, 5 times a day, sometimes in my tea. My tea at night, I'll put some honey in there.